Back on the Anglers Extra pregame show, it's time for Catch of the Day. I'm Drew Carter, now joined by Ashton McGee. Ashton, how you doing?
Great.
Ashton, you are playing second base tonight after a couple games over at third. You more comfortable at that position?
Probably so, playing at Carolina. No, I didn't really play third, but anywhere in the infield is fine with me.
The Anglers actually have guys moving all over the place, a couple of infielders playing outfield, and also Cody Roberts, a catcher, playing outfield. Could you ever play outfield?
I can if they need me to. Just whatever the team needs me, really. But, I've never really played there, but I guess you can always learn.
Now you've got a couple games under your belt this summer in the Cape League. What are your initial impressions of the players out here?
Everybody's really good. It's top of the line. You can't beat it. It's really tough. Go out there every day, and you have to be at your best just to get recognized.
And coming from the University of North Carolina, you are obviously used to some pretty good competition playing in the ACC. What's the difference between the ACC and the Cape League?
Probably in the Cape, you see everybody's Friday night guy. You always in the ACC, you got Saturday and Sunday guys, and then the midweek, and just relief. But everybody you see here is everybody's Friday guy, so it's everybody's top of the line.
Still looking for your first hit out here. What do you have to change to go up there and get a base knock?
I think it's just timing. Not playing for 2 or 3 weeks and taking some swings off, and just trying to be early and not be late.
Coming off a strong freshman season at Carolina, you were the number 3 hitter for most of the season. What went right for you this year as a freshman?
Just hitting, I guess. I was DHing most of the time, just doing what the team needed me to do, and just get base hits and driving in runs.
And most people probably don't know this. That was actually supposed to be your senior year of high school. What's the story there?
It's crazy to think that. I should have been at graduation probably a week ago, and I was driving down to the Cape. But it's just a big decision I had to make, and I'm glad I made it.
So you graduated early from high school, is that correct?
Yes, sir. In January.
Okay, and did you ever have any doubts about that decision, or was it something you always wanted to do?
I had doubts, just if I would play and stuff like that. You got to go in there and earn your playing time and all that, but you just have to trust your ability and go in there and being confident.
And what was that transition like, going from high school competition to playing in one of the powerhouse programs in the country?
It took me a while, and when I first got there, it took me at least 2 or 3 weeks just to get good with the pitching and all the velo and all that. But once I got settled in, got confident, know everybody and everything, they treat me like family, and it's just a good spot. So.
And here with the A's this summer, you got some familiar faces on the team, actually 4 Tar Heels on the roster, highest representation of any college in the country. What's it like playing with your teammates here this summer?
It's great just to know you already know them, and off the field you can hang out with them and just know that you're going to have a good time with them. And
Cody Roberts, one of your teammates at UNC, hit a 3-run home run yesterday. What was it like to see him do that?
It was big. He came off. I think he only hit 2 at Carolina, but to see him do that is really big. It was good. I was excited for him.
And he's normally a catcher. He's actually playing the outfield today. What are you expecting from your teammate out there?
Just to bring a good arm. Got a good arm, so if anybody tries to go home, he'll throw him out.
Absolutely. And then who else on the team have you kind of been meshing with? You got any best friends in particular?
Probably the bullpen catcher, honestly, Jason. He's one of the jokesters on the team, so just talking to him and hanging out with him, so at the camp and all that.
And then, Ashton, you guys obviously had a tough loss yesterday against YD, a 9-run inning for the Red Sox to win that game. How do you bounce back from that one?
I think you just, from a pitching standpoint, just got to go up there and throw strikes. And, the wind's blowing out and the field's shorter than today. You got the wind blowing in, so just go in there and throw strikes and just put up more runs. Today's
ballpark, Eldridge Park, quite a bit different from Red Wilson Field yesterday. This field is 434 out to dead center. Red Wilson was more like 360, 370. The stadiums are all different across the Cape League. How does that change your approach as a hitter?
I think, it can change your approach, really. You can try to get too big on the fields like that are smaller and the wind blowing out. You can get too big and try to lift the ball, but really you just got to stay with your approach and hit line drives, and line drives turn into home runs.
All right, Ashton, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ashton McGee playing second base tonight for the Chatham Anglers against the Orleans Firebirds. Coming up next on the A's Extra pregame show, Max Surs continues to preview tonight's game.